Oh man, that now this thing is not gonna find anything. Hey Edward, how are you, my friend? Did you see my previous live? I got like 19 views on it. Hey Omar, bet us. That is crazy, man. Hey Emmy, how are you? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to my live. This is the Dennis Herrera show in the afternoon. So, so you guys know, I just made a live. No, I just made a live on my desktop, and it had such a hard time. I don't know. I guess going out there, only like a few people were able to join. So Trinity was on there. Hey Ozzy, what's going on, baby? I haven't seen you in a while here. At least on the night one. I've seen you in the morning one here sometime. Yeah, man. Rest in peace, Charlie, man. We'll never forget Charlie. 100%. We'll never forget him. He will be, as they say, forever in our hearts. For sure. For sure. Let's see. Yep. God bless you guys, by the way. God bless America. We got to keep saying that, bro. We cannot stop saying that enough. We need to stay on it. So since you guys missed it, I was sharing a video from Frank Zanu, Dr. Frank Zanu, and common sense stuff. We find that most of the people that were watching it with me agree with it, which is of course what happens. Hi Irma, how are you? Welcome, hija de Dios. God bless you. God bless you. May God comfort you. My love goes out to all the family from the Kirks. I know everybody is having a hard time. I know we had a hard time when we lost my mother back in '06. You just never forget it. I'm in 25. I still remember. I remember when my grandmother died back in 93, 94. She's the only person that I've actually cried a lot for in my life. My grandmother. My grandmother. She prayed every day. She earned the love from all of us, all the grandkids. Trinity, how are you, sweetheart? Didn't I tell you? It's so weird, right? It's so weird. Like I go on the phone and there it is. But what did you think about the video, Trinity? And there's a bear behind me, says Veronica. It's my new backdrop that I put on. You can see my greens. I have my wall painted green so that I can use it as a green screen, but it just never comes out like the way that the cameras, the ones that I use, they don't look good. I don't know. I gotta get better paint, I guess, or higher, brighter color. Yes, Veronica, hablo español. Soy de Honduras, por eso. Oh man, speaking of Honduras, guys, I got mixed emotions here. Let me tell you something. I was listening to Russia and Putin forever. I'll give you a 50% yes on that one. Argentina. Sos Argentina. Man, hermosa gente en Argentina, de verdad. Hermosa gente. 100%. Amo argentinos. Andreas Bediti, I can't think what flag is that? Is that Iran, Iraq? I can't tell. I'm so sorry. I can't tell. I'm so sorry. Oh, sí, Verónica, you don't know. Estaba enamorado de una argentina, pero nunca me paró bola. Es que estoy muy feo, dicen. Mira nomás, nos perdimos. Bueno, pero así lo quiso Dios, dice. Anna Ronchi, welcome, Anna. Welcome. Greetings from Algeria. Man, Samaro. Man, welcome, brother. Thanks for joining the chat. We're about to talk some truth over here. Hello from Jamaica, says the free thinker. We'll see what we got in there. Vamos, enter. Let's go, camisa 10. Joseph, this nutcase again. Welcome back, sir. Oh, man. Gracias, Verónica. Un abrazo y un besote para ti, ¿ok? Un abrazo muy caluroso. So, guys, I was listening to the news, to the Honduran news, okay? I wanted to hear something different. Yes, thank you, Trinity. If you are new here, please won't you support me by giving me a thumbs up and subscribe if you would like. I appreciate that. It helps my channel. As you guys know, it helps everybody, that has YouTube and stuff. So I appreciate it. Joseph, you listen to the news? Why? I know, bro. I know. Listen. Okay, so there's a reason why I'm telling you. I just got to say hello to all my people in here. De lo que se perdió esa mujer. Oh, Verónica. Mira, eres un amor, Eres un amor. Eddie says, we're the salmon guy in Cinderella's story. The salmon guy? Who's that? I don't know. You beat me on that one. Sunshine, how are you, sweetheart? Hello from Ireland. Welcome. Man, we're internationally known. Miguel, what's going on, brother? Welcome back. Gracias, Verónica. Gracias. Te lo agradezco mucho, de verdad. James Franson gives a thumbs up. Appreciate it. Let's see. Edward says, hi, Sunshine. Yep. Edward is a very nice gentleman. I love Edward. Paul says, Jimmy Kimmel, crack corn. Man, speaking of crack, we read a lot of people that were pardoned by the digital pen, and there was a lot of crack and cocaine in those pardons. Unbelievable. Let me see what else. Anybody else? Hello from Eritrea. I don't even know what that is. I apologize. I'm so sorry, but welcome. And thank you for that. Sure was spreading the good news all over the world. Much love, MAGA Patriots. Paul Sauce in the house. It's Saturday, baby. I hope you guys are having a good weekend so far. You guys are amazing people, and I love seeing you in here because you guys actually get my spirits up. So I appreciate it. Luke says he's brainwashed. Beta, don't let nobody brainwash you. Make your own assessments on everything, even from what I say. Never believe everything I say unless that what I'm telling you is something that you already believe. Okay? Let's see. Frederick, hi, Dennis. What time is it? I am in France. Bonjour, monsieur. Bonne nuit. It is 6:35 p.m. over here in Washington State. And also, release the effing files, says Luke. Yes, January 6 files and video footage. We need to get down to the nitty-gritty of that story. They lied to us, and we want the truth. Eddie Torino says, I'm gay, and I voted for Trump. Man, hey, big hug for you, brother. Much love to you. God bless you, man. I hope you're doing good over there. Exactly 100%. Do your own research. Absolutely, bro. I say that all the time. Now, when people come in here and they want to argue with me and say, oh, you're a liar. I accept that. I know I'm not a liar. I accept it, but tell me why. If you're gonna contradict what I'm saying, teach me, show me, give me facts. And unfortunately, the facts that people give me is baloney. Man. But listen, okay, here we go. I think I say hi to everybody, right? Gay or straight, don't let nobody clap your cheeks. Don't degrade yourself, love yourself. Amen. I agree with that. I have family that is gay, and that doesn't mean that I accept their sin. I love them, not their sin, okay? So I hope that we're on the same page on that. Just like you're gay, you can still love me, and you don't have to believe what I tell you or my religion, okay? So that's the way I want everybody to treat each other in here. All right, Sharmila, what's up? We are about to get down on tonight. Man, you guys missed a video that I was sharing from Dr. Frank Zuna from Africa. Very common sense guy. Trinity was there. I know Nathan, but I think he said that he didn't want to get in trouble with politics. But there was a few people in there. There were like 5 people in there. And man, I wish that I can make it happen for you guys in here. I will figure out what the hell is going on with that. All right, so here we go. I was listening to the Honduras news, because that's the country that I'm from. And here's why I'm going to tell you this story. You may have heard that the Honduras president was put in jail over here in the United States of America. Now I'm going to give you the scoop of what happened, and hopefully it's interesting to you. But this is what I know. Okay, so I went to Honduras, right, years ago, and President Orlando, which a lot of Hondurans don't like, but a lot of Hondurans actually do like as well. I went to Honduras and I saw no gangs, I saw no crime, the same crappy traffic, the same, third world country, of course, but it's beautiful to me. I love it. A lot of childhood memories. Oh, by the way, Trinity, I found the videos. I'm going to finally put them together, and I'm going to send my members a private link where you guys can actually watch my visit to Honduras, where I show you the property where I used to live, the street that I grew up, and what it looks like in Honduras right now. All right, with that being said, here's what I saw. When I went to Honduras years ago, Orlando was the name of our president back then. Hi, Amanda, how are you? And so I look, gangs were down, crime was down, there's still some stuff happening. I can see that. But I saw freeways, I saw highways, I saw roads were taken care of. I saw a lot of good infrastructure just coming up in the country. I was amazed about the good things that were happening in Honduras. And so here's the thing. The brother of that president was a drug lord, which was passing drugs from South America through Honduras and bringing it to the United States of America, okay? Okay, this is the problem. The cartel has control of that as well. Now, I didn't find out what the name of the cartel is because they don't give that information out. Either they're afraid of saying it, but all we know is that there is a cartel that brings drugs from Honduras, right? There is a reason why I'm telling you this. And so the president was being hated by like 40% of the country, right? And then the other 60 was with him. So here's what, Ice, come and get this niche. Denture, are you from the cartel, Denture? Be nice, man, be nice. But anyways, so there was the opposition that was running against him, kept saying that the president was also involved in this, drug dealing thing and narco trafficking, etc., right? And I'm like, well, let's find out what's going on. And every time that I see the president, he's doing something positive for the people. Like he's helping schools, he's helping the city, he's taking care of the streets. I mean, people are being taken care of. This is what I see, okay? That's just what I saw. I could be wrong, and I'm not saying that I'm 100% accurate, and this is a fact. I'm just sharing what experience I had, okay? Now, I went to the island in Honduras. You guys know I love the Bay Islands of Honduras, the most beautiful place on earth to me, until I find something else, but it's the most beautiful to me, okay? I asked the islanders, hey, what do you guys think about the President Orlando, right? And no, we love him. He's done such great things, and he's a great man, and the wife as well, and all this positivity, right? I want you to pay attention to this. I'm going somewhere with it, and you'll see the difference. And so I go to the mainland, and I'm like, okay, hey guys, what do you think about the President Orlando? Oh man, he's a great guy. Some people are talking stuff about him, but he's great. He's come over here and, we met him and he's done a lot of great things for our towns. And I'm like, really? Oh, well, that's not what I hear, but that's nice. That's nice. Okay. So I go around Tegucigalpa, which is the capital of Honduras, right? The people are saying the same thing. They are excited because he's building there's a lot of infrastructure going up. During his presidency, he did a lot of great things for Honduras, okay? And I can see the difference from the previous administration that was bringing the country down the drain, right? Big Chungus, ¿qué onda ese? And so here it is. So the competition is like, he's a criminal, because the brother was. Okay, now I will give you a couple of things that I noticed myself, okay? One of them is the brother is a drug dealer. He is a narco trafficker, right? He's a narco guy. The problem is he was involved with the cartel, and that means that the family is also in danger, like life-threatening, okay? Let's see. Why do you just blindly trust my government? Not your government. I'm talking about Honduras right now. Dennis is talking about the previous president. Oh, thank you. Edward, you got my back. I appreciate it. So the people that are in government now, okay, when they were running against them, they were saying all these things about him. You know, oh, the president's involved with the narco, and he's involved with with the cartels and this and that, right? Well, guess what? What happened to Orlando when they had him over here in the States, right? They were doing a trial, they're running this thing. I'm listening and I'm watching, and they're like, oh yeah, we found this notebook right here. It has a lot of dates, and it mentions the President Orlando at this exact time, which matches when something was going down. And it's like, guys, it's written by hand. Anybody can write this book. That is not proof to me. Absolutely negative, 100% negative. I want to see some DNA samples. I want to see some communications coming directly from the Honduras White House. I don't know what it's called in Honduras, guys. I never knew. I just know it's White House here in the United States of America. But I'm thinking something similar, okay? And I'm thinking, okay, I don't think he did it. A lot of people in Honduras didn't think he did it. Now, he turned himself in, but I believe it's because they threatened his family. And I know that when I was there, people in Honduras, the citizens were threatening his life, which is what the crazy leftists do over here in the United States of America now. That is the thing to do. Okay, with that being said, now the new president is on. Check this out. Now, it doesn't matter that she's a female president. I got nothing against that. I don't care. Here's the problem. She is married to a previous president of Honduras, which Orlando replaced, and he was pissed that he lost against him. So what happened in Honduras during the elections? This might sound familiar to you American brothers over here. Remember the pipe that broke while they were counting the ballots for Joe Biden's election? Yeah. Oh, something similar happened in Honduras. The president was winning the election. He was winning the election. Oh, the power went out. When the power came back, guess who was winning? The lady president that got elected. He's probably, I know, he's probably just coincidence. It's no big deal. I get it. So here's the thing. So now I go to Honduras. Right now, in July, I was down there. When I just had started this channel, okay? I was down there, and I talked to the people, business people. Hey, so what's up? What do you think about the new president? Oh, that female dog, right? Oh, that crazy lady. Oh, she's screwing up the small businesses. The rich people getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. The middle class is being destroyed. Does that sound familiar already? Does that sound familiar? I think so, right? Okay, so I go and I ask other people on the street, so what do you think about the president? You know, oh, she's a witch and she is a thief and blah, blah, blah. And she's probably involved in narco as well, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I get it. Okay. So now I find out that the vice president, which is, his name is Salvador Nasralla, and this guy was famous in Honduras because, he was a great journalist, sports journalist. And he was a great narrator, news anchor, and all this stuff, right? He's a very investigative journalist. And he found out a lot of bad stuff that was happening in the government, not necessarily from the president, but with the electric company, etc., right? So the president, the female president, Xiomara, she ran with him as vice president candidate, right? And he was going to take care of the people. He was going to do a lot of projects, kind of like, the borders are and all this other stuff, right? Education, etc. And so he supported her 100%. So what happens? Once she got nominated or put in office, right? She was inauguration for her being a president. All of a sudden now she tells the vice president, nope, you have no access. You cannot do what you said you're going to do. She canceled him 100%. Why? This guy was going to look into what's going on in and out of our country. Like he was going to find out if any drug dealers were still happening in Honduras. And he got cut off. He can't do anything. And then the president, the female president, guess what she is doing now? exactly what her husband was doing when he was president, and that is stealing the money from the people. And guess what else they found out lately? That the narco traffic and the cartel, it's still going on in Honduras, and the difference is that her and other people in office are taking millions and millions from the Honduran people. Ain't that crazy? Because that reminds me of the Democrats over here that are saying all this nasty stuff about President Donald Trump, about you and me, and they keep lying to us to our face. Even if we see the truth, when they come up and they say all this negative stuff, we're like, oh, maybe I saw it wrong. Maybe I understood wrong, right? It has, oh, come on, man, he's here. All right, you were on my last job. I appreciate you, man. Welcome back, brother. I just now saw you there. And so, the people, see, here's the problem. Okay, Joseph Stephen, listen, my man, brother, listen. Stay with me. Nobody in here, it's a Trump loyalist. Everybody in here, it's all for making America great, absolutely, 100%. But we are not Trump loyalists. The reason why we support Trump is because he's fighting for our country. He is fighting for the rights of the American people. The other side is fighting for criminals. They're fighting for illegal immigrants. As a matter of fact, I was going to put a video in here from, it was the interview that, oh my gosh, really? Who's the representative right now of the Senate, of the Congress? Come on, Mike. What's his last name? Mike something. Somebody. Let me see. I'll wait for the name. Oh my gosh, I just had it. What a shame. What a shame that I can't remember his name. Mike Johnson? Oh man, that's so horrible, man. Horrible. I hope that's the right one. But I think it is Mike. He was talking about, he was bringing some sort of deal. It had to do with Charlie Kirk, right? And it had to do with, the freedom of speech and all this stuff. So they're trying to find a way that we can make this peace, some sort of agreement so that the American people can be on the same boat, right? And instead, what they got was hate. Like everything that they were asking for was not a bad thing. It was a very neutral thing, and I mean, if anything, it was a more respectable thing to do. And so they denied it. And oh my gosh, I wish I can play the video, man. Now I feel bad that I didn't do it. I should have done it, to be honest. Let me see if I can find it. Oh my gosh, I had it. Let me see if I can find it. I hope it's in here. Give me 1 second, guys. Come on, baby. Oh yeah, by the way, I got something to play for you guys in here if you get out of line. Doggone it. I lost it. What a shame. What a shame. I wish I could tell you exactly what he said, but I apologize about that. Hey, hi, Dennis. What do you think about the recent Nepalese uprising and election of their first female prime minister? I haven't read that story yet. Let's see. I don't think there's anything wrong with any females becoming presidents, honestly. I really don't. And it could be a good thing, but what I don't, man, this is going to sound like I am some type of phobia of something, but I'm going to say this. If your country is a Muslim country, do not accept Christians in your government and vice versa. Because your country is what it is because of what you have created already. And so any migrants coming into your country and then getting citizenship to go into the government and try to change the government to make it the same government as the shitty country that they left, that's a problem. I think the UK is going through this issue right now. And so I hope that makes sense. Tyler apologized for his sins. I forgive him. If that's true, I forgive him. He still should get the death sentence here on earth. but he will be forgiven in heaven. I hate you moderators censoring folks. Only when it comes to be racist or hateful against religion, I think some people keep spamming bad words, and I'm okay with freedom of speech. But remember, you're on somebody else's live feed, and as such, I expect some type of respect. All right, I appreciate that. Yeah, challenges there. Tyler made a mistake. Yeah, that's not a light mistake, my friend. You can make a mistake, but you still got to pay for the consequences. And what that's going to do is going to remind others to be mindful of what they are doing, so they think twice about making stupid mistakes like this. So with that being said, I like that you said that, because from La Luz del Mundo, I don't know what that was. The reason why I said thank you for saying that is because if you know what, I'm gonna tell you something. Before you make an ass out of yourself, responding to me the way that you think that you're gonna respond, I already know what you're gonna say, but I'm gonna tell you this: before you make an ass out of yourself, listen first to what I'm saying. All right. So I already know what you believe. I know how you act. I know how you think by the way that you have been commenting. And believe me, I'm watching you. But I'm ignoring some of your comments right now. And it's not just from you, Joseph. I can see you're both, okay? I get it. But it's more than just you. Let me tell you something. Before you say anything stupid, if you are going to sit here and say that you're a liberal or a leftist or whatever the hell you want to be on the Democratic side, if you say you forgive Tyler, if you say, oh, he was sorry, and I forgive him. If you say that, I want you to hear the same response about President Donald J. Trump for what he has been accused of, even though he's been falsely accused. I want you to think the same way. So give it to me. Let's see. What do you got? It doesn't mean you're right either, does it? But we do have to pay respect. So I'm pointing it out. I hope that makes sense to you guys. I'm just trying to use common sense. I always say to people, if I tell you, let's say we're working together, if I tell you to do something at work, it's because I will do it myself. But since I have the position to tell you what needs to get done, I'm going to tell you what needs to get done. The reason why I wouldn't work for a company is because I know a company wants to be productive. I know a company wants to make money. And I know a company wants to pay the employees good money. But in order for that company to be able to do those things, the employees have to be accountable for. They got to be hardworking. They cannot be lazy. They cannot have no ego trips. They got to follow the rules and policies. Right? And so if I am in a position that I am going to lead a department in a certain company, I am going to be just as straightforward as the owner, as the manager, as my bosses above me are with me, with the rest of the team. And when the company does not allow me to do that, especially when they're telling me that I have to do that and they don't allow me, I can no longer work for that company. I'm unhappy. Why? Because I feel the pressure of, I got to do this, and you tell me that everybody has to do it, and then when I go and tell everybody that we all have to do it, they give me crap, I bring it to you, and then you're going to get me in trouble? I don't think so, homie. So in the same way, you guys that are fighting for evil, you keep saying that, your freedom of speech, you're burning the American flag, which is damn shameful, by the way. I made my point. I read the Constitution, and I read what it says about freedom of speech, and nothing in there says that you can burn the flag unless you're replacing it with a new one. That is the only way. But to burn the American flag and raise another flag on top of it is a sign of treason or invasion. Either way you look at it, in my book, you should be shot. But don't worry, we'll pray for you before that happens, just to make sure you're safe. I'm just joking, guys. That's not my call. But, maybe that's going to be a bad joke in the future. Probably why YouTube is not promoting my channel anymore. That's why I thought, oh, this guy got too many followers in 2 months. We should bring him down a little bit. But you know what? I'm telling you the truth. And I am speaking with you with common sense. And I say this, thank you, Lenny. I appreciate you, brother. God bless you. Thank you, all my brothers in here, that I don't care what denominational Christian you are. I don't even care if you believe in God or not. If you tell me that you're praying for me, if you're blessing me, I accept it, and I'll pray right back to you. But I pray under our real, one and only God, our Creator, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And I pray that He blesses your life. And hopefully, through His word, through His kindness, through His mercy, you are able to find some peace, and then you'll be able to see better. So with that being said, I recommend that if you are not happy in your life and you find yourself being more angry than anything, right? I struggle with that stuff, okay? That's why I'm telling you. If you find yourself in that position, I'm going to say, try to find a way to empty your vessel and fill it up with new things, because anger is not a good thing. See, there's righteous anger, and I understand that, but there's hateful anger, and that's not acceptable. So you can be angry that you spill coffee on you because it's, it's staining your clothes or it's hot, but you cannot be angry with somebody because they think different than you do. That's not the same type of anger. So even though I feel like I am righteous, I have righteous anger, I still don't want that level of anger. Okay. So Hail Green, thank you, Lenny. I appreciate that. And guys, I want to take a moment right now. I want to say thank you so much for giving me the likes. Thank you for subscribing. I hope that every time that we have a live, we can have a conversation back and forth. I am trying to work on making more time for this channel. So there will be times where we will have, maybe a live in the morning. I'm going to go ahead and do a premiere so I can show you a video with clips, links, etc. And I will be in the chat with you. And then in the afternoon at 5:30, somewhere in there, I'll put in a schedule later on, and I'll make that permanent. We will go ahead and work on that, because I'm also thinking about doing another session in Spanish, but I can't really do that if I don't have enough time. So I am going to make enough time to be able to do this kind of stuff, okay? I want to talk to the Hispanic community, at least, because I speak Spanish. I want to talk to the Hispanic community about legal migration. I'm going to tell them about how beautiful and great it is to be blessed in their own country. Because I know a lot of Hondurans come over here, but there is a lot of criminals that want to come over here. And I have seen testimonies of Honduras that, they talk about, they came here illegally. And they're for Christmas. They don't have the Honduras traditional Christmas. They don't have the tamales. They don't have los bocadillos and the fried chicken rice and the soups and the way the pig is made and the family gathering, the celebration, the music, the prayer, etc. And they miss it. Because why? That is their culture. That's what they're used to. Even if you're poor, it doesn't matter. When you have family, that is the greatest gift that you can have. And you should be happy with it. So not to make a long story, not to make a story long, let's just say that a lot of people that have come here, of course they want the American dream. Of course they want to make money. Of course they want to get things ahead of, in their life. But unfortunately, they are sacrificing the family unity, seeking for the future that is based on something fictional or an illusion. I'm going to give you a little story from the Bible. And this story is about the wise man and the fool man. You see, there, and you guys will probably remember that there was actually a song in church about this when you were in Sunday school. But it says that the fool man came and found that there was a nice open space. Now, this is my words, guys. Nice open space. And he decided, I'm going to build my house over here. And that place happened to be sand, right? And then it was right next to a river. And whenever the river will get overgrown, well, it comes to the same spot. And so the foolish man made a house over the sand. When the rains came and the water overtook the river, it went over the land and it swept his house away because it was built on the sand. But there says that there was a wise man, and he came and he saw that open area, and he went and found a place where there was made of rock, where it would not be taken away by the waters. And so he made a great foundation, make his house very strong, and then made it to go away from the river. And it says that when the rains came down and the water came through it, it withstood because he was wise on building his house. Now, that's just the way I put my story in. I always put my little twist on stuff so you guys know. But it is a biblical story, a little bit twisted on my own words, but that's what I remember, and I believe that. So I'm going to say what that means to me is this. If I want to have a good family, if I am going to have that in Honduras, okay, I can have a family in Honduras, absolutely, 100%. But if I'm going to say I'm going to go to the United States and I am going to make a family, the wise man will say, I need to get a permission to work in the United States. And then I'm going to apply for a green card. And I'm going to make sure that I respect the law, that I will not act entitled to any rights, but rather I will respect the people, I will respect the country, I will respect the law. And then once I'm a resident, you don't even have to be a citizen. Once I'm a resident, I am going to make my family. That is the wise way of doing things, because nobody can deport you. If you're respecting the laws, if you say everything is true and you apply and you get a green card, nobody is deporting you. So that is the wise man. And I mean, even if you don't believe in God, that is the way that you should do things. And that is common sense. So if you don't agree with that, then who do you think is the problem here? Yeah, the answer is simple. You are the problem. You see, there is people that come here and they come from a very poor country, right? They come from a very, very dirty area, very poor area of their country. And let's not mention any country, just say any country, right? They are used to living, stepping over garbage, right? They have a, hey, Trench, how are you? And then, you know, they live in a dirty place, okay? And then they come here and they get to California. And in the United States, the American dream is not to walk over garbage. It's not there so that you can be broke and poor and live homeless. That's not the American dream. But you have people that come from third world countries where the areas are just so poor, and they don't care if they make the area the same as the third world country that they came from. As long as they make dollars, they say, it's okay. We are not here to fix this country. I am here just to make dollars. And they don't care about cleanliness. They don't care about making the community better. They don't care that this country is going down the hole, to skip the other word, right? They don't care, because why? They are used to living life that way. So I am telling you something. If somebody comes here illegally, most likely they come from shitholes like that. And that's why they are not good to be in here. You can see it all the time. And it's very, very seldom that somebody comes from a very poor neighborhood and they do something different here. I'm going to give you an example. There is people, and I'm going to say this from Honduras. There is people that are poor, that live in the mountains. But when you go to their house, watch what you see. There's no garbage in their yard. Even though it's dirt, they still sweep it. You go inside the house, there is a petate. What is that? What is the bed that you use for camping, guys? The one that you fold. I don't know why I can't say it. We call him a catre. Oh, Jesus Christ. A cot. Thank you, monkey. Hey, Bob, how are you? CM, welcome. If I didn't see you comment. Not a sleeping bag, a cot. A cot, that's the right one. So they have a cot, but they have a nice little sheet over it. It's nice and organized. They have this 2-burner stove that works with propane, etc. But everything is organized. And so you see the difference with that is is they have that because they can't buy anything else. But just because you're poor, it doesn't mean that you have to be dirty. And this is proof that I'm giving you that these people, yes, some of them can also make it here, and they will treat whatever they live that way. But when they learn to assimilate with the United States of America and the people, they want to go to a different place where they actually can assimilate even better, right? So legal migration is always the goal. No country wants illegal migration, period. Not Honduras, not Guatemala, not Nicaragua, not Mexico. I mean, let's be honest, Americans are being deported from Mexico. Why? Because they're illegal? No, because they're out there doing stupid stuff. They put them in jail, and then they're lucky if they get deported. If not, they get killed, right? So we don't want that. Let me see what you got in here. Let me read this. Rest in peace. Hey, Z, what's going on? Welcome back, brother. Rest in peace, Charlie. Hey, man. You know, Ryan, welcome. I can't believe that you guys are still, are still thinking and honoring Charlie Kirk. I think it's great. He will never be forgotten. He definitely started a movement, absolutely. And I know that his family is being strengthening and being protected by God's love. But man, I love that you guys can say nice things about that. You can't speak for all Hondurans. Shameful shame, he says. Yeah. I speak for the Hondurans that have common sense, my friend. I know more Hondurans than you will ever meet in your life, so I'm quiet. I have met hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of Honduran people, and not just from my town. You know, I have met hundreds of thousands preaching the word of God, and I am grateful that I was able to do that, an opportunity that I will never forget. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I'm a good preacher or whatever. I'm not looking for that kind of stuff. But whenever I can give and share the love of God, I will. And Charlie Kirk did just that. And I want to put something to rest. And I don't, you can disagree or agree with me, but I'm going to tell you something. Ben Shapiro made a comment on there about, picking up the bloody microphone and continuing to speak the truth. And he said that Charlie spoke, about Jesus Christ, and he gave the man honor, he gave the man respect, and he said he loved everything Charlie stood for, and he said the nicest things about him, right? Now, this is just what I've heard. If he said nasty things, I missed it. I haven't heard it. But this is what I heard, okay? He gave him respect. He's a Jew, right? He thinks a little bit different than him. And remember this, Candace Owens was the one that said Christ is king. Is that the right word? Christ is king? Christ is Lord? And they had a disagreement with Ben Shapiro. Now watch the difference between these two. I'm not making excuses or saying that Shapiro is correct. Christ is king. Thank you, brother. So what I'm saying is this. Look at the difference. He knows that Charlie Kirk can no longer speak for himself. So respect, love, appreciation. Everybody knows we are Charlie Kirk, right? We agree with that. But Candace Owens, as popular as she is, and when it comes to subscribers, I'm a nobody compared to her. I don't care about that. The truth is the truth. And common sense. And I'm going to give credit where credit's due. And I'm going to criticize when I need to criticize. And this is what I hear from Candace Owens. Oh, you think you're just going to pick up a bloody microphone and you're going to continue on the legacy. Bruh, Charlie Kirk is gone. And the first thing you do in his memory is to attack Ben Shapiro and everybody else that wants to be in the same path that Charlie Kirk was? This is what you say? How about Charlie Kirk was a great man? And he has some controversial topics, but he was a Christian man, and we believe he is with God. How about that? How about that, Candace Owens? How about that? And then now she's talking about, which of course, Charlie Kirk, and if you're a Catholic in here, please don't take my head off for this. This is just what happened. Charlie Kirk was told many times that people were saying, "Are you a Catholic?" And he's like, "No, I'm not a Catholic. I'm an evangelical Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ, and Jesus Christ is the only way, the only truth, and the only path and life." So wait. So he says, "Do I have to pray to the Virgin Mary?" And people that are on the Catholic side be like, "Well, I mean, you in a hole." No, he doesn't. He believes Jesus Christ, as the Bible says, as the Catholic Bible says, as any other Bible says, Jesus Christ is life, truth, and the only way to the Father. So why would we pray to anything else, right? This is the point. Now, Charlie Kirk is saying this, guys. Charlie Kirk is making the point that no, he's not being Catholic. But what does Candace Owens say with a demonic voice and eyes? He was changing. He was turning into Catholic. And Israel assassinated him. Right? What? What is wrong with this woman? That is not the same thing. Cool Ed says, this streamer is giving you false information. Do your own research and see yourself fact check him. Absolutely. 120% fact check me. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can find the link. Oh shoot, I'm using my phone. Dang it. All right. You guys can fact check me all you want. Please, by all means, do it. Do it. Fact check me. Ben Shapiro gave the guy some respect. Candace Owens just try to get some clicks. That's it. People give her a lot of money. People give Candace Owens a lot of money. And everybody's listening attentively because she keeps mentioning Charlie Kirk. Oh, and we know who killed Charlie Kirk. She don't know. Just like she was telling the French prime minister that the wife was a man. Oh man, thank you guys. I'm glad that you guys know the story that I'm talking about. And then yeah, Grim says Kirk was full of hate. Hard to think of someone less Christ-like, he says. This is something that I'm not surprised that somebody else will say this, because AOC said this in Congress, and I cannot believe her words. House Speaker Mike was on the news, and they played what she was saying. I'm going to tell you why you need to care about AOC. She is a big influence, unfortunately, to a lot of young people, including Grimm. This is what she said. And she said it in Congress. She said exactly what Grimm said, plus he was full of hate and all this other stuff in there. And I can't believe that she is allowed to say those hateful things. I get it, freedom of speech. But in Congress, there has to be rules. You can have freedom of speech in the country, but in Congress, you got to have rules. AOC did not tell the truth. And see, this is where we disagree. I have clips that I have recorded from AOC. Let me see if I can find one that I find very interesting here. You guys won't be able to see it, of course. Let me see if this comes out the way that I think is going to come out. Let me see, where is this going to be at? Let me know if you guys can hear this. I hope I got this the right way. Let me check real quick. All right, hold on, sweetheart. Going back. All right, let's see if we can hear this. I'm not sure if you can hear it, to be honest. Can you guys hear that? Let me know if you can hear that, because I can't. No, I don't hear it. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Yeah. My headphone's not working. Give me a second. I'm going to show it to you. I hope I can play this. I want you to hear this. There we go. Hold on. Oh my God, it's so low. I can't even play it. I hate it. Can anybody hear that? Thank you, Amanda. Can you guys hear that at all? Yeah, that's okay. All right. But anyways, this was when she was speaking against ICE, right? The confrontation and the arrest of that crazy black lady that assaulted an ICE agent. And she was over there defending her. And she was saying, watch what's going to happen. I dare you. I dare you to do blah, 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 this and that. Put her in jail. I dare you to prosecute her. That's the kind of leaders that Grimm and some of these guys in here are following. And we don't play that. We appreciate the law enforcement that are trying to look after American people only. That's it. That's it. Now, once we take care of the American people, then we can start thinking about somebody else. Memphis. What's going on in Memphis? Somebody mentioned Memphis in here, but I haven't looked anything into Memphis at all. But I will tell you is that what we do is we try to find information from different sources. And I'm telling you, I have, a lot of clips. I have made a lot of videos. If you are curious, which I will know if you watch it, you can go back and watch some of my other videos where I'm actually playing video from these people saying what they are saying. Because in live, I can't do that because I don't know why people can't see it. But I will figure it out eventually what the problem is. And I'm telling you right now, everything that I tell you is what I have heard from their own mouth of the corrupted politicians on the Democratic side. And there are some corrupted politicians on the Republican side, but luckily for us, thankfully for us, is very minimum. And that means that we still have a chance to make this country right. But the most of the stories, and I mean, I can look up at the names of some of these crazy idiots that are destroying our country. Like you guys already know Nancy Pelosi. You guys already know Chuck Schumer. You already know Crazy Bernie. You guys already know AOC. Ilhan Omar, which you still have in office for some reason. You already know Rashid Tlaib. You already know Booker. You already know all these crazy bats. You know Pocahontas. You know Shifty Schiff, Corrupted Schiff. He should be in jail right now. Letitia James. You have all these people. The governor of Illinois. You have the mayor of Chicago. You have all these crazy people. I have Bob Ferguson here in Washington State and the crazy loonies of the city council and the government, the administration here in Washington. They're all corrupted loonies. They're crazy. We need a change in Washington State. And so does Oregon. And so does California. Man, you guys don't understand. You think that you're standing for something right, but you are allowing migrants that hate this country, that hate you. Eventually, they take over your country. They'll take over your own lives. And you guys don't even see that. Why do you fight the truth? Why do you fight to not protect American people? Are you guys all illegal? Is that what it is? Are you guys all migrants from another country that don't care about the American lives? Are you guys crazy people that don't love this country? And if so, what the hell are you doing here? Go back to your country you came from and help that country. Don't come over here and change the peace and the foundation of this country, which has been created under Christianity, under God, our Creator. The only country that gives you the freedom of speech, the only country that truly gives you the freedom of religion. But we're not telling you, hey, come over here and change our laws. Come over here and change our religion. That's not going to happen. The reason why people want to come to this country is because it was created under God, a Christian country. Why is it that we have been stomped on, stepped on, cheated on, double-crossed, left to die, and somehow we came up victorious? We became the greatest country in the world. So you see, you might get mad at me because I get passionate about what I say. And even if I get angry on the way that I'm talking, it's righteous anger. Because this country used to be very great. It's so great that even after all these years of people trying to dismantle it and trying to destroy it, it's still great. But we want to make this country great again, the way that it was before. Wait. What was that? Hold on. Let me. I'll take a break. Let me take a break. Edgar says this country was taken from the Native Americans. Edgar, shut the hell up. You think I don't know my native history? I know my native history. Don't be a retard, bro. You're talking to a half native guy, bro. I know my native history. And it's the same as the American native history. You want to talk about scalping your own native people? You want to talk about sacrificing your own native people? Huh? You want to talk about enslaving your own native people? Let's talk about it. Don't be retarded, man. You want to talk about history? You better know your history and not some fiction movie that you watched. The Last of the Mohicans is probably the last history book that you ever read, which was actually a movie. Man, these guys, man, what the hell is wrong with these people? Like, you guys really don't see what's happening around, bro? Dude, I had an argument with a native from Canada, and he ended up saying that if his tribe would have won, they would have been conquering all of the tribes here in America. What do you think that means? It means fair game for everybody. It doesn't mean that only the natives here have the right to fight for this land. No, that's not how it works. It's survival of the fittest. The strong will survive. And if it wasn't for the strong that survive, other countries, maybe you'll be speaking German right now. Maybe you'll be speaking in French. It doesn't matter what kind of BS you have been fed by hateful people that don't appreciate the United States history. There has been atrocities in the United States history. But guess what? The Navajos don't get touched anymore. They have a foreign land, a reservation that you might think is not much, but guess what? They don't have to migrate anymore. They have their own land. The Skycomish, the Swicomish, the Sammamish, all these tribes have their own sovereign land. The Yakama people on the east. Toppenish, their own sovereign land. You might get mad at me. Hey, whatever, you are right. Get mad at me. But those people are protected. If the United States of America was not what it is today, you would probably not be existing as of right now. You are lucky to say anything in this country. Look what happened to Britain. We are independent from the British. They were killing our people, not just the tax. That's not the whole story. They were burning our villages. Why do we have to have people in here? I am sorry that I'm going to have to say this, cats. Why do we have to have these Muslim people that all they care about is their country over there? Why do we have to cater to them? They are entitled. They come over here to the United States of America without respect. They don't love us. Obviously, they don't love us. We saw what they did at the universities. We see what these socialist, communist people, Muslim from other countries are doing in the university. All these professors that are teaching hate and division. Our enemies are watching us every single day, and they know the best way to weaken this country is to put us against each other and to put a bunch of migrants in here so that they can overwhelm the United States of America. And there's too many damn people here that don't want to see the truth, and that's why this country is suffering today. So I don't care if you're hating on me, if you call me a traitor or sellout. I don't care what you say about me. I know my history, and I see what's happening in Europe, and I see what's happening in South America. You don't even know shit about Honduras. You don't know nothing about Mexico. I guarantee you that. You know why? Because you don't do research, because you don't care what's happening in the world. But I see what happens in another country, and they're doing the exact same thing here in the United States of America, and that's what bothers me. That's what gets to me, that I see it happening somewhere else. And I see the result of what happened somewhere else. Why would I want that garbage here in the United States of America? God bless America. God bless every single one of you patriots. I give you all my love, all my respect. This is your country, and I respect it. Yes, I am a naturalized American, but this is your country. I respect natives more than you will ever respect natives. You don't have the connection with natives like I have. You don't have it, and you can be jealous and you can hate me for it, but it doesn't matter. I know the natives are better off today. If it wasn't for what happened in this country, they will be extinct 100%. We have lots of tribes are still alive because guess who? The white man. That's right. The white man that God brought to this forsaken land. The white man that brought horses over here, that brought cows, that brought avocados. Avocados from Mexico. We didn't have a lot of the things that we have today until they came over to this country. Period. We have what we have today because of what has happened. Hey, Berniel, how are you, brother? Thanks for joining me on this beautiful Saturday night, trying to give some common sense and enlightenment to some of our beautiful Americans that are still struggling to make sense of things. Guys, it doesn't matter how stupid you are. I still love you. I want you to come to the light. Don't stay on the dark side, even though it looks cooler to be, let's be honest. The dark side looks cooler. It is what it is. I hate to admit it. The dark side looks cooler. You know what character I am when I am thinking about Star Wars? Darth Vader. No, I'm not Luke Skywalker. No, I'm not Obi-Wan Kenobi. I am not one of those guys. I am Darth Vader because he looks cooler. But the light side has better cookies. Berniel, thank you, brother. Man, you always come and bless me, bro. I don't deserve your blessings, to be honest. You're amazing, brother. God bless you, man. God bless you, man. God bless you. Come on, we have to be real, man. Believe me, guys. I speak this every day. Why? Because somebody has to care about this country. I'm going to tell you something. I saw something amazing. Now, probably a lot of you. No, I said not a lot of you. Some of you, maybe one of you, maybe two or three of you. The rest of you will appreciate this. I took my daughter to go swimming today. And I saw these two ladies. One of them was wearing a red hat. And I thought, wait, is that a Trump hat? And I saw something on the side, and I was like, wait a minute, is that a 45, 47? And I went up to them, and I said, hey. I said, hey, you wearing a Trump hat in here? She's like, yes. Make America great again. And I gave her a fist bump. She looked so relieved. And I was just like, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have played that joke on her. But you know what? I was so happy to see it, And then her mom is with her. And then like three other people came along, and they're all for America, And I thought it was great to see it. And I was just like, how can I tell them, hey, thank you for wearing the hat? You have to understand, here in Washington State, they say about 67, 68% of the Washingtonians are Democrats. But I have found out, and they are under investigation, and I can't wait to see the results. But they have asked for the voter rolls. And you know what that means, right? They're going to find out who registered to vote. How many of those people were actually legal? How many of those people were actually alive? And from what I hear from it is thousands and thousands of people. So I can't wait for that information to come up. I can't wait to see Bob Ferguson's loser's face dropping like a ton of bricks, because they have been destroying Washington State. We have been such a blessed state. Just like the United States is so great that it's taken decades for these guys to destroy it, and we're still standing. I believe that Washington State is also one of those great states that will be even greater. And I dare say, could be even greater than California or Florida. I know you say that guy is crazy. F that. Washington State is not that great. Washington State sucks. It's the rainy city. It's always raining in Washington State. But let me tell you something. There's a lot of business here. There's a lot of business. We can always, take advantage of our beautiful California. Let's go on vacation. I would rather go to Florida than California. I'd rather go to Florida and have a vacation over there. But Washington State could be so wealthy. It could be so great. And these guys don't know how to make it great. I think if I ever run for governor here in Washington State, I'm going to have to borrow this slogan from President Donald Trump. And I'm going to ask him, hey, is it okay if I use the same slogan, except maybe put a Washington State governor, whatever year that's going to be? I'll ask for permission. I think people will love it here. I think a lot of Washingtonians are tired of the government taking advantage of them. Every time they just waste our money, they go in and tax people like some piggy bank. That's the way Democrats run their government. They don't agree on tariffs. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. Hey, we got one Washingtonian here that will vote for me. Well, I hope you're Washingtonian, otherwise it doesn't matter. Exploradora says, Jose, they won't ever accept you, bro. Not talking like that. I don't think I will either. And I know people are not going to agree with me 100%. There's always going to be people disagreeing with me. But I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of people, and maybe they don't want to do it. Thanks, Miguel. God bless you, brother. I think a lot of people won't want to do it, but I'm going to put them on the spot. I am going to go and talk with Congress, and I'm going to make sure that I make my point, and that I make my point very clear. Immigration reform is not a question. It needs to happen. And I am, God willing, or I hope somebody stands up and does it. But we need to clean up Washington State from all criminals. There is a beautiful piece of land where there is no life that I see here in Washington. I would love to make a great prison and make it sound like the worst prison in Washington, to kind of allow criminals to think about what they're thinking about doing. And then once we have enough prisoners in there, I think they'll get the point. Oh, man, that's not a joke. I just think it's funny. That people is the only way that they will learn to behave. Make Washington State great again. What would that be? Make Washington, MWGA. That's what we want. Sitcot. Yep. 100%. All right, let me read some comments from you guys. I've been giving you guys so much crap. Oh, and by the way, I will also, the first thing, There's a lot of things that I want to do. Hey, Brian, good evening, my friend. There's a lot of things that I want to do, but number one, we're going to cut this crap tax on gas. Watch, I can almost guarantee you that every time people complain about prices, oh, the food is so expensive, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something. I believe just cutting off the taxes on gas alone, watch, Washington State changes forever. People are not going to worry about how many times they got to fill up their tank. The companies don't have to worry about how much diesel the trucks are going to take, flight, etc. It's carbon tax, petrol tax. There's taxes that we shouldn't even be taxing people on. We should be banking on people being prosperous so that we can make the state great. I want tariffs in place. Yes, absolutely, we want some tariffs. 2 pounds of beef, $24? 2 pounds, no freaking way. What state are you in, Joe? Paul, Doge hasn't come here yet, brother. No, I won my $175,000 a year, my friend. I am not rich like President Donald Trump or Elon Musk or any other rich person out there. I won my $175 a year like everybody else. I don't think so, homie. But I will tell you, I'm worth more than that. I know that sounds very cocky, but I am. Why are you laughing? You're right, $225,000. Yeah, that's taxpayers' money, absolutely. But guess what? That's because that's what you're used to doing. See, you're used to paying taxes, and you're used to saying, I pay your salary, I pay for the police. When you pay tariffs, you don't pay the tax. You don't pay my salary if I'm in government. Tariffs got to pay that salary, not the American people. And President Donald Trump said it before. If I can have an agreement with everybody that tariffs are a good thing, the American people will probably end up paying zero taxes. How about that? How come nobody wants to support that? I don't understand. What is it? Think about it. Businesses, they pay the business, tax business. I get it, sales tax maybe. But you don't have to pay taxes out of your income. That's your money. Scott, economy major over here. That's right. You know what I've seen from people that have 50 years in economics? They don't do jack squat for the economy. All of their predictions about how they've been wrong. And they got doctorates in economy. We're going to abolish the tax if it's possible. I'll give you the same answer that President Donald Trump said. Since 1913, we've been taxing Americans. But before then, the government was 100% reliable on tariffs. This is why it's important to have a person business mind-like to be a president, because they gotta make deals with other presidents from other countries, and they cannot be oh my God, that's $1 billion, that's a lot of money. No. You got to think big. 340 million people making 10 billions a year, that ain't jack squat. I want to see $1 trillion every year in profit for the United States of America in tariffs. And if you're a small business that think, oh, well, with tariffs, I can't do business, then shut the hell up and go get a regular job, because somebody else can do it. If you cannot do business and you expect the whole country to suffer because you cannot do a small business, then don't do a small business, you greedy bastard. Go get a job like everybody else. Oh, man, that felt good to say. I am not apologizing for that one. You like that, Art? Man, Art says I'm a great comedian. Who's mad in here? Let me see. I don't want people mad in here. Let me see. Who's mad in here? Who is mad that they cannot afford to do a business here in America and they have to work like everybody else. Let me see. Steve thinks that I got a meth addiction. Get some employee behavior. Fact, says Judah. 100%. Thank you, Sheila. Said, love you, Dennis. I appreciate it. And stop being Democrats, JC says. Joseph say he's a sleeper cell. I sleep in a cell. That's good. That's a good joke. That's a good joke. Love that. Z says you're probably right, Trinity. Toon says, I'm not mad, just trying to understand both sides to the problem. Toon, don't worry about it, man. I take no offense from your comment. I make fun of people that curse at me. That's the difference. If you disagree, that's okay, brother. It's okay. Like Joseph, he disagrees with me on like probably 90% of what I say, maybe all of it. But he's not, cursing me out or things like that. It's okay. Don't worry about that. Scott says, so many cobwebs on those books. All right, here, truth be told, you guys know these books are fake, right? It's just a backdrop for me, guys. Come on. It's real, but it's just a backdrop, guys. Just a backdrop. Eventually, I will have, here, I actually got some books. I'll show you a couple. Hey, wait a minute. This is not a book. Have you guys read these books from, I'm not advertising, but Brian Kilmer, he does radio and sometimes Fox Friends, I think. Of course, this is another version of the Bible. I know it's backwards to you, but I do have books. And believe it or not, I am actually going to buy some world history books because this is a high school version of American history. I know it's backwards, but that's what it is. And you know what? Most of my history I learned in high school. And when I ask people today what they have learned in high school through history, it's a lot of racist talk. A lot of victimhood. Kind of like Grimm. I don't know if he's still in here, but Grimm was talking about the natives. He don't know what the hell he's talking about. Our history is tough. I get it. Gawa, my nigga, I love high school, nigga. Dude, I hope you're black. Otherwise, you're going to get in trouble for saying that. Let's see. Tuna, I wish there could be productive conversations around politics without anger or feelings. Well, I mean, if you see me, like, I don't know. I call it righteous anger, okay? But the point is, like, I don't start, like, just cussing you out. Like, I start telling you what I see, what I believe, how I put things together. I don't just start cussing you out for no reason. I cuss you out if you cussing me out. I just love that equality, you know what I'm saying? I give you what you give me. You give me a handshake, I give you a handshake. You want to slap me, I'll block it and slap you with it. That's just how it works. But no, by no means. I don't want nobody in here angry or anything like that. Now, if you're angry and you're miserable because of your own belief, that's on you. Let's see what my man Art says. He says, I am independent, don't care for left or right. Okay, love it. I hate how Trump is hurting farmers because Trump's the greatest. Man, I'll tell you what, Art. I wish that I can show you how much smoother all these things will be taken care of if people started supporting the president on what he's doing. I guarantee you, brother, if there's one thing that I have learned in life, I don't know if you have. Hey, Benjamin, I hope you're enjoying yourself. Doing good, brother. Thanks for asking. Have you guys, I'm going to get there. Have you guys ever heard of a book, which is also it's not a book. They made a book, but there's a video. It's called The Secret. I'm not advertising it, but there's some things I don't agree with. I think it's bull crap. But there is a thing that I really believe in, okay? And there's an example that they give that in order for us to acquire peace, don't be against war. Be pro-peace. If you want to be against abortion, just be pro-life, and just defend that. And so if you want the farmers to be more helped, because the last time that I checked, I listened to the farmers, and this is like all people that are farmers, and they were talking about how great they were doing. And I also heard from other farmers that there is bad seasons and there's good seasons. So this might be one of those. Now, somebody told me that farmers depend on a lot of fertilizer. But what I don't understand is why this fertilizer is being made outside of the country. Because apparently the reasons why they're doing that is because they are importing fertilizer. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, guys. I really don't know. And I will agree, okay? I have not been paying attention to my farmers lately. And I wish that I could, but I'm talking about other things, guys. I cannot be catching everything. You know, like I wish that I can talk just about Washington State and what's going on over here. I got some people that are subscribers that give me information about farming on the Eastern Washington. You know, Washington State used to be a farming state, and farms are being lost every year. They're being pushed out by big farm and big companies, and they're focusing more on globalism, and that is a problem. Maybe you can say that. You can say that, Jeff. It's okay. You can say selective listening, maybe. But let me read some comments and see if you guys can give me some sense. I'll give you guys a chance, okay? Let's see. Promote what you love instead of bashing what you hate. I agree. Dago says salsa burrito. Bro, I am so hungry right now. I know. And I know, Trinity, you're going to judge me. I don't care. Miguel, I don't care. I'm going to eat after this. You guys don't know. I haven't had breakfast yet. It's already 7:50 p.m. Okay, so I feel like I deserve some food. Let's see. Ligma says you've been too brainwashed. That doesn't help me, my friend. Let's see. Farmers are doing really bad because of tariffs. Why? What are farmers? How are farmers being affected by tariffs? Jeff, that doesn't help. Ligma says, didn't John Deere just lay off so many people for the first time? Now, John Deere is a manufacturer, right? You're talking about the farming equipment and stuff like that? I'm not sure what's going on in there. On that part, I don't know what's going on. But if they're just not selling equipment, yeah, that's on them. That's a sales problem. Then, okay, tariffs. Okay, tariffs. 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 I know, I got a little accent, guys. Let's see. Joseph says they put you together without reading the instructions. Yeah, Joseph, you got put together without reading the instructions. You funny, Z. Colin says we use more than we make. Oh, I see. It's tariff. Okay, but I want to know why tariffs. How is tariffs affecting farmers? Let me see. Miles says farmers have lost billions in funds from the cancellation of USAID. Well, USAID, bro, that was a fraud. You know that, right? Yeah, USAID was junk. It's another NGO for laundering money, and that's why we're $22 trillion unaccounted. I think it's 26, but 22 is what I've heard the most. So let's see. Let me see. Okay, this is what I want. Thank you, guys. Black Powder says Russia was producing a very large percentage of the fertilizer before they were shut down. Okay, here we go. European Union cut a deal with Mexico for all their greenhouse tomatoes. Canada has their own greenhouse. And I believe, yeah, okay, that's good info. I like that. And let's see, China used to buy 71% of our soybeans. Now they buy none, zero. Okay, Daniel, now on that one, they don't want that shit from Canada either. So it happened to Canada as well. So I'm not sure what's going on with that part of the deal. Let's see, trade war, yeah. I will admit that tariffs is gonna cause some harms for a little bit, but it won't be forever. Slush fund, yep. There is people that order soybeans from overseas and they're not doing them because of the tariffs. Yeah, it's a war. It's an economic war. Now, would you guys rather an actual war with missiles and weapons? Or would you like us to do an economic war so that we can have fair trading? All we're looking for is fair trading. We are $37 trillion, and I'm sorry for the farmers right now if that's the case, but we are $37 trillion in debt because we have bad tariffs. You see, just because we mentioned tariffs today, it doesn't mean that we haven't been screwed by them. All the other countries were screwing us over with tariffs. Now they got to be sanctioned. They got to pay their fair price. And you know there's a war in Ukraine and in Russia. Well, we have to sanction these countries. This is the war. It's a war. I'm sorry about the farmers, and I'm going to look into it because the last time I heard good news from them, and one of the farmer owners that was in here had a meeting with more farmer business owners, and they were saying, hey, we know it. We got some good seasons and we have some bad seasons. So that's where I get my information from. I get it from farmers themselves. At least from here in Washington. Let's see what else we got. What else do we have? Let's see. Our farmers here. Let me see where. Oh, that was a good one, I think. Sorry, I missed somebody's comment. It just jumped up. Let's see. No, it's not a war. We picked a fight for. No. Daniel, what the hell have you lived? Have you been living under a rock? 37. Let me say it again. Or maybe it's just a little delay. $37 trillion in deficit. Why do you think that is? All right, go ahead. I'll let you guys answer that. No, Joseph, there's no tequila. I got some Eagle Rare. I don't know what is that. What is that? I don't know what it is. Let's see. I want you to tell me. Bourbon. That's right. Thanks, mate. Are you drinking bourbon? How do you know about this? Oh, man. I don't know. Okay, tell me. Why are we $37 trillion in debt? Let me see. Ay. You are so lost, my friend. Trump added $13 trillion of those 37. For what? Think about for what. And I want you to tell me where the other $24 trillion are from. Now, I find it interesting that you know that Trump added $13 trillion. Okay, I'll take that. What happened to the other $24 trillion? I bet you nobody will give me that information. 100% nobody will give me that information. Yeah, we need tax cuts. Nope, not the military. We do need tax cuts for the rich and the middle class. Miguel, let them answer. Dang, man, I have to block this guy. My wife is laughing at you right now. Miguel, man, damn. Trinity, damn, girl, stop. You guys don't get to answer. Joe, what the? Did you start drinking tequila already, man? I think I'm losing you already. This guy is like typing backwards and shit already in here. What's going on here?
Where's Omar?
Omar, I don't know. He was in here earlier. I haven't seen Omar's name pop up. He probably fell asleep. Lost in your mom. What? Oh, man. Come on, man. Why you make me say that out loud? I am not reading your comments anymore. You perv. They're not for the middle class, our top odds. Okay, so all right, well, calm down. Don't take the head off the messenger. I'm just a messenger. Omar says, butter. He says, I'm here in capital letters. We love Omar. We all love Omar. Omar, we all love you in here, man. Even my wife sends the love, brother. My wife sends the love to you over there. Let's see. Daniel says tax rate 1979 for the rich was 60%, and they got richer. Imagine that. They were being taxed 60%, and they got richer. What do you think that means? Honestly, I want you to think about it. Oh, Louis Payne says, let your wife know I said talofa. No, Louis Payne's, we have a Polynesian in here.
Who is it?
Malo soy fua. Malo lava. Why is it like 5% now? Colin, that's not. All right, here, hold on. Let me, there's this beautiful thing called Google. Somebody called me something Grayskull or something. How much, let's see, how much tax do the rich pay? The richest 1%. Let's go take a look. I want to see 5%. According to that's 2022. Let me find something more recent. I got nothing for 25, bro. So it's let's see. According to 2022, okay, not right now. According to 2022 IRS data, the top 1% of the U.S. earners paid an average federal individual income tax rate of 26.1%. Who was president in 2022? Trump. Oh, no, it wasn't, was he? Okay, anyway, but let's continue. Which was more than 7 times the average rate paid by the bottom 50% of earners. Huh. The top 1% pay a disproportionate share of federal income taxes, highlighting the progressive nature of the U.S. tax system. Share of income, the top 1% taxpayers earn 22.4% of the nation's total adjusted gross income. Share of taxes paid, the same group paid 40.4% of all federal individual income taxes. Okay, do you know what that means? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe my English is shit, but maybe I'm wrong. But it says that 1% of taxpayers, the same group paid 40.4% of all individual income taxes. Now, is that saying us paying our 40% of the taxes? Is that what it is? So what are you complaining about? They're paying your taxes. According to that you don't pay shit. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you something. Why do you think? Here, I'm going to give you something. Why do you think that the rich people should work for you? If you really truly believe that that's not fair, in order for you to be able to say that, you have to be a billionaire. If you're not rich, if you're not a billionaire, you cannot say that. If I was rich and I paid millions of dollars in taxes, okay, and you pay $1,800, how the hell is that fair? Why am I paying millions of dollars in taxes and you're paying $1,800 in taxes? Not only that, but because you have kids, you get more money back. Meaning you didn't pay jack squat. How is that fair? I worked my butt off. I invested, I risked. I am making this money. I gotta keep making the money. Why is it fair? I'm paying 40%. Why do I gotta pay more? They're paying 40% of all of our income tax that we pay together. I know this. We are a capitalist country, and the capitalists pay 60% or 65% of social programs. Let that sink in, Wolfie. As a matter of fact, why don't you become rich? The top 5% pay 79% of, oh my gosh. All right, so the reason why I talk that way, guys, is because When my father was alive, we were rich in Honduras. Now, my father passed when I was 4 years old, okay? So I grew up in poverty. Why? If back then, in the 70s, if men would have talked to their wives about their money, if they would have had them involved with the money, I would have had an inheritance. Now I'm going to give you a story. It's a true story from what I've been told by my uncle and my father's best friend. Now before I tell you this, my father used to work, he was a partner, not a worker, not a laborer. He was a partner of CAT. The company was called CAT, for Caterpillar. You've seen the tractors, you've seen all that stuff, right? Now they're rentals and all that. Well, over there, that was the contracts that they were getting to build roads, etc., okay? So my dad made very, very good money. We're talking about dollars money, not lempiras, right? So, one night, bad weather, bad roads, big drops. Now, my father used to drink with his best friend. The story says my father was sober because he quit drinking because since I was born, he said he was not going to drink anymore. And so they're driving on this road. Now, I don't know why. My father was not driving. His best friend was driving. And he was drinking. Something happened. You are so fake as the background behind you. My friend, thank you. This is not a fake. That is a background. It's not a green screen like you see in the bottom. You see that? So thank you for the 2. I appreciate it. I still give you some love for daring to give me 2 to ask or to make that comment. Anyway, so the guy goes off the cliff. This is what the police are telling my mother. And they say that my father managed to come out the window, but just imagine the truck is coming this way and my father jumped that way instead of this way. So when he jumped down, it was a dump truck. The way they describe it, because they had to put my father back together. The back of the dump truck just broke him in pieces. It was a horrendous story. But that's what I told my mom. And so, I know, Collins, thank you. And so, what's crazy is his best friend survived. Because the dump truck, the back actually kind of protected him. So if my dad would have stayed inside with the seatbelt, he would have been fine. But, my father was strong and he made a mistake that night. So, with that being said, my father's best friend felt so guilty for it because he was drinking. And he came with my father's brother. And they came and told my mom. And they said, Maria. My mom's telling us the story, guys. And they said, Maria, I'm so sorry. It was my fault that you lost your husband. But I want to make it up to you. I know he didn't tell you this. But I used to go with him every time we came back into town. And we deposited a lot of money into his bank account. I kid you not. He said it was millions. He didn't know how many, but it was millions. So my mother, being Indian or ignorant or uneducated on finances, goes to the bank, the downtown in Honduras. And I just made $351 million in America. Thanks, America. I love to pay my taxes. Eddie, don't pay too much, man. Don't be supporting these people that don't want to work. Anyway, so my mother goes to the bank and she goes in there and she says, I would like to make a withdrawal. I am the wife of Roger Herrera. And so she goes, oh, okay. And she goes, sure. And then apparently she finds the account, right? And then she says, I need to get some money out because my husband passed away. And she says, wait a minute, what did you say? And this is the narration that my mom is saying, okay? She said, my husband passed away and I need to make a withdrawal because I need to, take care of my kids. They told my mom, give me one moment, please. After about an hour or so, the bank manager comes downstairs and she says, hi, Mrs. Herrera, how are you? And my mom says, we're good. I need to make a withdrawal. And guess what the manager told my mom? It's life. He said, oh, I'm so sorry, Mrs. Herrera. Your husband never opened an account here with us. And my father's best friend, he's like, bull crap. I come here and make a deposit with him all the time. And the guy said, I'm sorry, there's no record of it. And just so you know, everything was handwritten back then. And so this is how we became poor in Honduras. Now I tell you that because, yes, we never lacked food. There was always abundance of food. My mom was taken care of. I mean, she was like a queen, like everybody respected her, everybody loved her. And because she was very kind. And, we grew up poor. Not once in my life have I ever looked at a rich person and ever said that is not fair. Why do I gotta be poor and they gotta be rich? There was a neighbor across from our house. You guys know my story. I always mention it, right? I used to have a piece of wood, just wood, and I will pretend that was my car. Now, yeah, as much as I wanted a real toy car, I never once was envious in a malicious way of my neighbor for having nice cars. One day, my older sister sends me a Tonka truck. Oh, man. That was some serious toy right there. Remember the old lead paint? Yeah, I love that lead paint. It was metal. It was heavy. It got some big wheels. I used to put all my weight on that truck and I would just all over the place. I was so excited. So excited. I had that truck for years until it broke in half because I got too big. But you know what? I always learned my father was rich, and I know his story. Just like many of you know the story of a lot of people that are successful. My father was from the fields, a farmer sort of, campesino, I don't know what that's called over here, a country folk. They had a lot of hardships with my mother. It was hard for them to be successful. Not easy. Banks against them, people against them, etc. And he went far and he fought and he fought and he worked to eventually he became a partner and then he became rich. And we were taken care of. I mean, my life would be rich right now and I would have made the same investments. I would have worked even harder. A loving father, a loving mother. I would have been the most successful man on earth. Or so I think. Because I didn't have it. Who knows? Maybe I would have been a spoiled little brat. Like some of you guys that depend on rich people to pay taxes for you. You know why I get excited about paying taxes? And why I get excited when I pay more taxes? Because that meant that I made more money. I know you don't believe it. You think I like it? No, I don't like it. But it brings a sense of pride to say, man, remember last year I only paid $5,800 in taxes in that year? Well, dang, now I pay $6,400 in taxes. That means I'm making more money. There was a lot of overtime last year, so it was good. You know what I mean? I get excitement from that. I get a sense of pride. And when I see my neighbor with a big boat, I don't have a boat. I want a boat. I'm not jealous of him. I wish he'd invite me to go with him, right? But it doesn't mean that I hate him for having a boat. I don't hate him for having a business. I don't hate him for being successful. Do I want one? Yeah. Well, you know what? In due time, if it's God's will and I need to have one, I'll probably have one. I will tell you right now, it's a lot of maintenance. It's a lot of money. and I just don't want one because of that. So, do I really want one? Probably not, right? Omar's message is retracted. Oh, what did Omar say? What did Omar say? Several, you're very welcome. And I know some people make fun of my dad's death. It's okay, whatever. They did the same with Charlie Kirk. I don't mind. Whatever. Let's see. Z says here there's a restaurant called El Campesino around here somewhere. Yeah, El Campesino means folk. And let me look it up real quick. Let me look what the campesino means. I know it's like country folk or something. Campesino in English. Oh, geez. It's even worse. It means peasant. What? That can't be right. Well, you know what? I always say we're peasants, but there's another one. It's called countryman, country person. I think in a king and anarchy, I think that's what it's called. A peasant. Oh boy. Anyway, that's even better story. Well, he was a peasant and he became a rich man. That's a good thing. Let's see. Colin says, I feel you. Doesn't change the fact that people exploit other people. The 1% make 90% and they pay only 40%, meaning most people pay more than double in all. So, Colin, when you mean, I'm with you. I'm with you on this one. I see some of the logic of what you're saying. But when you're saying that they are taking that, they're exploiting, are they overworking the people? Is there not a rule to pay overtime if they work over 40 hours? Is there anybody practicing child labor? Are they not hiring American citizens to work, or migrants allowed to work with permits? What are they doing that it's exploiting these people? If Doa says, if I got rich, I wouldn't spend my money the way I do now because I would never want to be broke again in my life. Well, and I will hope that you would invest, right? And try to do other businesses that will multiply your money. I mean, if I was rich, I'm going to tell you something right now. If I was rich, I do want a house. I do want to own a house. I want to own a house. I want a vehicle for myself. I want a vehicle for my wife and one for each one of my kids. I want that. Okay? One day, if God allows it, if God gifts it to me, whoo, let's go, But here's the thing, and I'm speaking from my heart, and probably only my subscribers and and my members are going to believe me, but I mean this. I mean it. Hey, Pat, call and invest your money. There you go. That's the right advice. There is a village, one in specific. Obviously, it's my wife's village in Samoa. That I feel that there is. Don't get me wrong, it is beautiful. I am so amazed by the beauty in Samoa. I love the people. What I wish I could do for them. But there is some stuff in there like for the people that live up in the top towards the hill, there's no good, right of way to go up there safely. You can get slippery, big steps instead of, normal steps. Roofs on some of the houses are falling apart. They got to hold it down with bricks and stuff like that. And I feel like if I was rich, I would go and rebuild all those houses. I rebuild all those houses. I will make some type of safety stairway to go up. It's not land that I can buy. It's not land that they can sell. This is just land that is for the natively born Samoans in that area. And I love that, but there is areas of real estate where you can buy and you can sell property. But I will do that, and it will take me, I don't know how many, maybe $1 million, maybe more, but it will take a lot of money. And I can tell you that I wouldn't be, I wouldn't flinch. I wouldn't flinch building the whole village myself and not get credit for it or not get any money in return. I wouldn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just to see those families taken care of, having their appliances, having good electrical wiring, or best way to conduit electricity through the whole village. I mean, all that stuff, guys. I wish I can do. So being rich to me, I will be more of a socialist rich guy, right? But Unfortunately, that's not the way the country's economy works. Because the problem is that when you give people money, now I can give houses, right? I can do this and put appliances and beds and things like that. But when you give people just money and money, they don't appreciate it and they don't want to work. I'm going to give you one example. And one of my friends here, American friends that I know here, told me it's true. I've heard this YouTuber, okay? He's an American, he's an expat, he lives in the Philippines. The family of the wife, they're business owners, and everybody works very hard. Now, the husband talked to the Filipina wife, and he says, hey, you know what? Your cousins over there, they work so hard, but they don't have enough. How about if we give them $400 a month? That's a lot of money in the Philippines, okay? And you know what happened to those people? They stopped working. They stopped working. And when they asked them, why did you stop working? They said, why would we? We don't have to anymore. Huh? So it's not good to just give money away. But it's good, as the saying says, don't give a man a fish. Teach him how to fish so that he can get fishes for him and his family and maybe the neighbors. And so that's exactly what I'm telling you to do. Instead of saying the rich people are taking advantage of people, you need to learn how to make that wealth. You know how many people have called me, hey, you know what, we're financial advisors. We want to help you get rid of your debt by doing this, and we're going to lower the interest. And I am so skeptical. I don't trust them. And I always say, no, I'm going to pay my debts the way that I pay them. And maybe I am wrong. And maybe I am one of those people that is not taking it, right? But that's me. That's what I'm, what I'm saying? That's what I'm doing. So if I'm going to do it myself the way that I want to do it, I'm not going to complain about those businesses. So if you think that it's not fair that the rich man is doing that, well, you become rich. And then you pay the taxes. Don't expect somebody else to do it for you. You do it for yourself. I know it might sound stupid if you don't agree with me, if you don't see it that way. I get it. And I understand where you're coming from. And I see, some of that stuff that you're talking about. But I'm telling you, there is not enough money in the world for me, for what I want to do. Because yes, like I said, I want a house. I want to have my own studio because I love doing this stuff, right? Right now, I'm doing everything out of my bedroom. Yeah, of course I got a fake background. It's okay. Starting out, maybe one day I'll make money. Maybe one day I'll become more independent. I'll give you guys better feeds, better information. Maybe God will bless me, and then I can have something like the caveman era before he had to hunt against our will to survive. I don't know why I read that. But, whatever, guys. It's just like, I am not going to hate, Ben Shapiro, he makes millions of dollars. Why doesn't he help me make my own podcast? You just can't think that way, guys. You cannot think that way. I'm going to give you some advice. Take it or leave it. If somebody has prosperity, wish them more. Wish them more prosperity. And watch how that prosperity overflows to you. I have admired wise men and women. I wish them to be more wise. And I want some of that to fall on me. I wish people to do better, and I want some of that to fall over me. But I wish it for them. And so when it happens to me, I'm so grateful. I'm excited. I love it. Ecstatic. There's a lot of things that I'm going to start doing for myself to find out how I can get that money freedom that everybody's looking for. I tried being my own business owner. I failed twice. First with electronics, then with photography, oversaturated, people giving away their business. I was too cheap for my electronics, so the bigger companies took over. TV manufacturing and all this stuff has changed. Everything has to be warranted, and that's how you make your money. I never made the investment to, have a factory or whatever. So there's a lot of things that I failed at, but, I will tell you something. And I am about to stop this this endeavorment that I have with the company that I work for. But I have invested some money in Roth, because you get the 401k where you can put your money in there, and that the company pays you up to 5% of that if you're lucky and you're in one of those companies, right? But I put I started with like something really weak, small, like 1% of my check. I put it in Roth just to see what happens. And I was like, what the hell, 6.97%? What? Oh, let's get 5% on there. And I'm going to tell you, just with 5%, it's not much, but I have made almost $5,000 in 2 months with my Roth. And it's not aggressive. It's just I just put 5% on Roth, and there's the money. So of course, when I stop working for this company, I will get that minus taxes. But nonetheless, that is an investment that you can do if you work for a company, And if you do stocks and you're smart, I go for it. I don't know how that works, so I'm gonna have to do it the slow way. I have tried to be my entrepreneur. I have done business. I never consider myself to be a sales guy. Okay, so. If that's okay, Anthony, don't worry about it. I've never sold anything, even though it looks like I'm selling something. When I was a leasing agent, they always talk about close the deal, make him put a deposit down, And no, I don't do that. You know what I done? Oh, thank you, Trinity. Give me a second, sweetheart. You know what I did? I showed off. Okay, what do you want? What are you looking for in an apartment? Well, I needed to have this. I need to have that. Okay, let me show you what I got. Now, I'm not going to tell you this is the most beautiful apartment you'll ever see. This has everything that anybody's looking for. No. Listen, here's your 2 bedrooms, right? You got this bathroom over here. You got a balcony. You got a view to this area right here. You say you wanted more light, so this will actually get more sunlight. And I'm just giving them information on what they want. And at the end of the visit, of the tour, I never said, so what do you think? You want to put a deposit down? I never said that. And I just said, well, I hope you like the place, And then I walked them down to the office, and they're like, we want to put an application in. And I'm, well, great. I can help you with that myself. Well, here we go. And I go and I help them with setting it up, what to fill up and this and that. And you don't have to believe me. I was the #1 leasing agent for this company. So good that the company's regional manager asked the manager of that property why she didn't make me an assistant manager. True story. So with that being said, thank you, Trinity. Hi, sis. You do too much for me. You know that? You do too much. Thank you so much for the word of encouragement. I appreciate it. Man, I am so glad that I come up across such beautiful people. I know I'm in Washington State, and you guys can be from Tennessee and Texas, and thank you, Colin. I appreciate you too, brother. I appreciate you. It's these stories that sound, yes, Miguel, Arizona, and California. Yes, I know. And some Washingtonians. I know I got some Washingtonians here. Hey, Miguel, do you remember who said they were going to have some type of march or something on Pike Street here in Seattle? I forgot, man. I should have wrote it down. I feel bad. Hey, Adam, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. What do you think about Donald Trump? The next frontier is AI and Solfi. Hey, Z, would you have invested in Windows back in '95 in Microsoft? Oh my God, dude! I wish I would have been that 19-year-old, that 19-year-old that invested in Microsoft in that time. Oh my gosh, we'd be millionaires right now. But you know what? But I'm glad that I didn't. Oh, I see. Yeah, the funeral. That's right. I don't know. Maybe what time is it going to be, Miguel? Do you know? Colin says, I ran an AI company for a bit. I still kind of do. There's no money in it, though. Wait, what happened to this whole AI thing that they're investing on now? What about all these chips and all this stuff? Is that sort of the same thing, or is that different? Let's see. Say, Lord, bless you, brother. Thank you, Saved by Grace. I appreciate it. DOA Nice says, yeah, I'm old enough that I have. If I would have could invest in things when I was not old enough, yeah, I'd be very rich, man. I'd be like blast from the past. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think many of us, brother, many of us would do things different if we could. 12 p.m. your time, Pacific time, I'm assuming. Somebody was knocking. Oh, Lassie? Oh, crazy sister.
She called me for that.
Oh, crazy sister-in-law. I mean, if you are OpenAI or Microsoft, Google, etc., there's money there. Bubble ID argue. Okay, I got you, brother. I got you. So, man, so maybe. So, what are you saying? So we should be invest in some of these stocks? Because I hear about all this stock stuff, and I don't know about stocks, man. All I know that what it means to have stocks. Stocks is a fear-mongering place that makes people go crazy, so they will invest in stocks, but it does nothing to do with the economy of the country. Let's see. AI is going to put people with art degrees for commercial art out of business. Man, DOA. You know what? When I tried doing my photography, I did it for like 5 years, and then I stopped. You know, it is crazy because I put so many months in learning how to do this and play with the light and blah, blah, blah. And then finally got my business going. And it took so long. And then I was actually, because I was advertising, I was actually filling up my year calendar with weddings and, and things like that. And then these mofos closed down the country for COVID. I lost all of that. And then trying to come back after COVID, the market was so saturated, I could not make any money. I was not getting calls. And of course, I had to make money and work, for my family. So it was tough and it sucked, but it is what it is. Now we have to look forward to tomorrow, right? What can we do today to make money? I want to be of those guys that are burdened by paying millions of dollars. And I will make some of you happy, and I won't pay 40%. I will pay 50%. All right? If I have to pay 50% and I got to pay millions of dollars, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to be sitting very pretty at that time because I pay child support 50% for 22 and a half years. I was homeless for a long time. So it's not the same. So I will give you this. I will give you this little story from the Bible, okay, in my own words. There was a master that had 3 servants. Some of you guys already know this, but I'm going to give it on my own words, okay? There was a master that had 3 servants, and he told to each one of them, I am leaving for some time. When I come back, I will collect what I'm owed. And so he gave $100 to one of them, and he says, Lord, I will take care of this for you. Don't worry. And then he gave somebody $1,000, and he says, don't worry, my Lord, I'm going to take care of it for you. And then he gave somebody else $10,000. And he says, don't worry, my Lord, you can trust me. I will take care of it for you. So the master left, and the first thing he said was, oh my gosh, man, this guy is hardcore. He's tough, and if I lose this $100, I am screwed, right? And so he goes and he hides his $100 so that when the master comes, he has those $100 right there. But then the one that he gave $1,000 went and invested it and doubled it. And then he went to the $10,000 one. He went and invested it as well. So when the master came, he came to the first one and he says, how are you? Where's my $10,000? He says, Lord, I know you're hardcore, and man, you be reaping where you don't sow, and I know you're very delicate, and I multiplied it for you. So here's your 10,000, and here's 10,000 more. And of course, he went to the second guy with the 5,000. He says, here's my 5,000, and here's 5,000 more. And then, of course, the third one says, hey, I know you're hardcore. I know that you reap where you don't sow. And I didn't want to lose this $100 because you know what I mean? I was scared. So here's your money back. He was not happy with that guy. And even the guy that had $10,000 that brought another $10,000, he also gave those $100 to him. Now, what I'm telling you with this is this: whatever you have, this is a prosperity tale that I'm giving you. I don't even know why, because I'm not an economist, I'm not a financial advisor, but this is common sense and it's true from our God in a spiritual way. Whatever you have, invest it, multiply it, and you will be rewarded by doing such. But don't be like the lazy and just hide the money. No, wish the rich people well, wish them more prosperity, and you do your investment. I'm going to tell you something. When you are positive to other people, that same energy comes right back to you. And it's a blessing. This is what we call a blessing. So when I wish people well, guess what God's doing to me? He's also wishing me well. I hope that story does something for your soul, does something for your mind. Cool Cat Renee, how are you, my friend? Man, you missed a good live tonight, my friend. Brian says, Coco's Trump loser. Brian is going to be broke for the rest of his life. Bitcoin, silver, gold, and economy were up. We have to invest in that for the win. In cutting edge, I agree. That's a good advice. Also, Lord Dollars. Don't know what you're saying there, buddy. New Hampshire shooting, many injured. Oh, man. I don't want to hear about that right now, Miguel. Man, we're trying to be positive here on this end. Silver is always more stable than gold. I've seen that. But gold has gone up quite a bit. Yeah, we need to pray more, guys. Hey, Dennis, there are AI agents that will literally copy-paste professional portfolios. It's true. Hey, Jewel. Hey, how are you? We are closing our live, guys. Down to 83. We had a really good night tonight. I thank you guys for your input, man. I think that I have gotten probably a lot more positive input. Like, besides some of the cursing and stuff, I'm okay with that. But you guys actually asked some good questions, man. And I am surprised. I am surprised. This is, to me, is probably one of the best ones for me, because you guys have actually given me some information, things to think about, and you were actually willing to, talk, communicate back and forth. God bless you guys for that. I appreciate it. Let's see. Cutting edge is the best thing. It is. You can have that silver fiscally. I will think about that. I want to make some money first, and then I'm going to go ahead and start doing that. Omar says, broke beta. Oh, man. Babe, you can bring me that food now, please. If it's still on the table, or you change your mind. Well, yeah, get it done, baby. Make Daddy a steak.
Just keep talking.
Daddy hungry. Daddy want a steak. Let's see. Yeah, we will pray for that before we close tonight. I just want to say, read all these little comments in here. Not here in communities, Los Angeles. They are. I don't know what that means, Damien. I missed you. I follow the app that follows members of Congress investments. Oh, I heard about that. I got to look into it. I just got to, man, there is so much information that I have to listen to and research and this and that even then I still get things wrong, I'm assuming, because people keep going against me here. But Dora, are you showering with that thing or what? Ah, dang, woman. Let me ask you something, guys. Why the hell do women spray so much stains on themselves, man?
So we don't stink.
Look. Go make the steak, woman.
I got you.
I got you, man. I love it. Thank you, baby. I love you for that. And more, of course, but, right now, because of the steak, I'm saying I love you, but I always love you anyway. Whew. I saved that one. Let's see. Who shares your riches with the poor? If they get successful, they get it back tenfold. Yep, I agree, and I believe that. Hey, then I start with something small like acorns. I will start with dollars, even though it's losing value. I'm actually very good at saving money. Unfortunately, my wife is not.
Hey.
But we'll work harder. We'll make it happen.
Come on. Don't throw me out there.
Let's see. Lucky man that is. I wish I had a top sirloin right now, bro. Hey, what kind of steak is it before I brag about it?
Ribeye.
Oh, It's a ribeye, baby. It's a ribeye. Well, I want to thank the Lord for that steak, to be honest. I know I haven't eaten all day. All right, sure. Let me read the scripture here real quick. Psalm 71, 2023. You who have made me see many troubles and calamities will revive me again from the depths of the earth. You will bring me up again. You will increase my honor and comfort me again. And amen. You know what? I don't read enough Psalms anymore, but there's a lot of great Psalms in there. Thank you for that scripture. I appreciate it. Acorns is an investment app. Remind me about that later on. I have a lot of other crap that I have to do myself, like play video games. Oh, man. I got to play my Destiny 2. I know it's kind of late, but I really enjoy you guys today. Thank you so much. You have no idea. I really enjoyed you all today. Again, Trinity, as always, thank you so much for your love and support. Miguel, you know you're my best big bro. I love you, bro. And Omar, I already got that. I already got that watch on the shopping cart. I'm just waiting to hit that 10,000 subscribers, and that watch is yours, my friend. You better not get an iPhone because it's not going to work with an iPhone. You better stick to the Android. It's a very nice watch. I loved it. This is something that I would get for myself if I was getting, in a smartwatch. This one, like I said, is like the newest one, and it was because my wife told me to get it. She forced me, and I had to say yes. I've always there's no choice, my friend. It's already there. So all you will have to do once we hit that 10,000, I'm gonna be so happy for you. I'm gonna need that address so that I can order it, and then you will get it directly to your door. Okay. So yeah, and I promise you that, and I will do it. There's no such thing as accepting or not. I already promised, and it's gonna happen. Miguel has supported me so much on this channel. I can't say no to him. I can't say, no, don't give me that, because that's the way he's being blessed. I'm being blessed, and I got to bless others as well. So that's kind of how it goes around. If we do prayer for each other. You strengthen me. You guys have no idea. Since I started doing this and we started praying more, I have felt a difference in my heart and in my life. And that's priceless, man. I'm telling you right now, prayer is huge. With that being said, let me go ahead and close in prayer, guys. If you guys want to pray with me, you can. If not, it's all right. You guys can take off, but we will pray for everybody here today, okay? Father, we want to thank you today for a lovely weekend that we started today. Father, we want to exalt you, we want to honor you, and we want to let you know that you are the Almighty in whom we trust. Father, you are the most amazing creator that anybody could ever wish and hope for. I know it's kind of cliche or maybe sound corny to many of us down here, but Lord, you are our Father. And as a Father, we love you as a son should love their father. And because of you, because of your grace, because of your mercy, you don't have to do anything for us. And yet, you gave us your most precious son, Jesus Christ, which whom we accept as our Lord and Savior. Father, forgive our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. Lead us not to temptation, Father, but guide us in your likeness. Father, we thank you for everything that you do for us. And we pray and we ask you to bless those that need a blessing tonight. Bless those around the world, Father, that have nothing to eat. May they get something to eat, Father. May they get new hope in tomorrow's day. May they have strengthened by your Holy Spirit, Lord. May many more come to believe that there is something out there greater that is calling on to them. If they would only listen. Father, I thank you for sending us the Holy Spirit, because without him, we wouldn't be able to pray. We wouldn't be able to feel and see the things that we're seeing and feeling, Lord. I thank you for every single person that has come into this life tonight, Lord. I pray that you have mercy on all of us. May you bless them. May you help them see the truth. May they always seek the truth. Even when we agree with each other, that we can always confirm to each other what we know. Share with each other so that we are not lied to or brainwashed, as so many people have said. Father, all the honor and all the glory, always to you, my Lord. I pray in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. And let it be done. If you stay with me for that prayer, man, God bless you. And I love the fact that you sat here and listened to me to that prayer. Guys, I want to thank you. I mean, I don't know how many times I can thank you. I don't have words. Just know that I really thank you and I appreciate you. You guys have a wonderful evening. I'm going to go and be a regular kid and play my Destiny 2 game. If you guys play a game, join me. Nah, don't join me. I play for a little bit and then I get off. I don't play as much as I used to. But thank you so much, guys. May God bless you and God bless your family. God bless the USA. Till next time, I'll see you.